Today at Lorenzo's Fast Flow, we got some new machines in. We have a new Sunin line hone and a Gleason crankshaft welder.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gleason from Gleason Engineering. We're today completing a 3-day training on this new M2 crankshaft rebuilding machine. Gleason's been in the business since 1959. My father started the company back in Covina, California. We're located in Boulder City, Nevada now, and we're installing the machine that is going to be rebuilding everything from passenger car cast iron to mild forged steel to induction hardened forged steel as well. This shop does a wide variety of stuff, and this is going to be able to create more work for the grinding machine, because you can take the metal off the crankshaft, you've got to be able to put it back on, and that's what this machine does. Not only does the machine enable you to weld the crankshaft, we also offer the proper wire and flux that gives you the proper wear characteristics and flexibility in the crankshaft, so that when it goes back into service, it works as new or better. And if you want to come a little closer, you can take a look. So this is a Ford diesel, Power Stroke diesel. These crankshafts are unique because they're induction hardened forged steel, and that puts them in a special category of metal that requires the use of not just one hardness, but two. These crankshafts are induction hardened on the journal area, and they leave the radiuses soft so that they can remain flexible and not crack. So when we weld the crankshaft, we have to apply two different materials. One for the radius, which is flexible and soft, and then one for the journal that is much harder and more wear resistant. And that's what we've done here. You can see the two different materials. There's the radius material, it's flexible in the radius, and then the much harder journal material where the bearing is going to rise. The machine also has the ability to skip over oil holes, which is unique to this machine. Normally carbon plugs are used inside of the oil holes, but in high alloy crankshafts like this one, it can cause cracks because of the high concentration of carbon and the fact that you're welding over it. Passenger car crankshafts can be done this way, but the high alloy induction hardened forged steel shafts, we have to skip the oil holes, and the way we do that is by avoiding putting anything in there at all. And we use a remote control to control where we skip the oil hole. The machine has a visual indicator where the oil hole occurs and the orbiting path of while you're welding. So we will push down this remote control when we come over an oil hole, and then we'll release it at the other side, and that creates an interruption in the weld and ultimately a hole that you can then find the oil galley when you're grinding it. The machine also has the ability to weld up vertically as well as horizontally, naturally, and that is done with a automatic step movement, so that each time the machine makes a revolution, it'll raise the torch incrementally, overlapping the last bead until you get out to the outside of the thrust area. So there's really not a whole lot you can't do with this machine. You can also build up cylindrical shafts, industrial shafts, axle shafts, drive shafts, anything that is round, practically you can rebuild with this machine. And it's been a pleasure to be here. These guys are really top-notch, very, very knowledgeable, and they're soaking up the training like a sponge. So I get to go home tomorrow.
Gatling crankshafts are masters at what they do. Once they weld the crankshaft, they gotta grind that new metal off. Into the crank grinder it goes. For this one, it's going right back to standard. Across the way, Lorenzo is line honing an engine in our brand new Sunin CH100.
I had to line hone the block so I could get a little bit more main clearance. I wanted the main clearance to be 3/1000. So I line honed it to the big side, and I got it right at 3/1000 clearance.
This is an essential part of the rebuilding process. If you install a reground crankshaft and new inserts without an align hone job, you can wind up with a crankshaft bind. This robs the engine of horsepower and causes new inserts to wear quickly. The line hone can also eliminate conditions such as warpage, stretch, and spin. The CH100 does the complete job of alignment and sizing main bearing bores in about 30 minutes. That's floor-to-floor time for an average passenger car block. Quality of the job is final, and given Lorenzo's experience, it'll be perfect.